I wanted to make this video about, or audio, depending on how you're listening to it, about adherence over ease. And I was talking to my cousin about this actually, and we were talking about, having kind of something like mint.com or like Dave Ramsey's budget tool called Every Dollar. And these things are really sophisticated. They're really like actually quite helpful. They link right to your bank account. They make a lot of things really easy. And I think they've helped tons and tons and tons of people. For me, however, I created a spreadsheet that you can have for free. Again, I'm not selling it yet, but it's a spreadsheet. It's literally a spreadsheet I built off of Dave Ramsey's kind of baby steps program. But it leads you from where you are today to where you will be at retirement within a reasonable amount of accuracy to forecast what you will have in your account, what your net worth will be if you just do the right things and you follow the right principles. And I was talking to him about it. I was like, I understand why like automated, online portals or applications are really helpful for a lot of people. And I could never replicate that. Maybe if I tried and I had some right partners, but I don't want to yet, because I think just like if you're getting in physical shape, or if you are getting into financial shape, it has to require some work. And that work teaches us something. And there's an ancient truth to putting in the work and toiling in the fields, and metaphorically speaking, and feeling the pain of looking honestly at those numbers and building a formula for yourself, or putting that time in the gym and just squat, doing the proper squat form or whatever it may be. There is something about doing it that way and feeling that pain as raw and honest as it is, to know that you are not looking for an easy way out. Because that's how we got here, was the easy way out. Too much pleasure, not enough pain. Too much avoidance of suffering. Too much avoidance of reality. So I told him, and again, I think there's a place for both things, right? So a simple to use budgetary and like financial forecasting tool. Maybe that's something I will create someday. Maybe he's a part of it. I would love that. But right now, where I'm at today, if I didn't make that spread, because I tried Mint, I tried the total Every Dollar app and everything like that, and it just wasn't for me. It wasn't until I was fed up with where I was with my finances, how I was handling it, and I literally sat down one early morning and started putting together numbers. And I was with my ex at the time, and I asked her, I was like, I need information to our accounts. I need to know what money's coming in, where our bills are going out. And it took me a few days to really gather it all together. And it took a couple of like lumps in my throat and my stomach dropping out, and that feeling of emptiness of, holy shit, I really have screwed up. I really have. I am in trouble if I don't make changes. And it hurt and it stung. But God, am I happy that I did that. God, am I happy that I stepped up to the plate and looked at reality for what it was. Because you know what? I'm making more money now and I'm living comfortably and whatnot. But if I didn't apply the solid, cold naked truth principles of recognizing that I was broke and I was making stupid decisions with my money and I was spending money that I didn't have, and whatever it would be, whatever else I was doing wrong, if I didn't look at it for what it was, I'd be making the same mistakes just on a larger scale today. You don't have to take my word for it. We all do it. I heard before from somebody who was podcasting, he said, you ever notice no matter how much money you've made in your entire life, that you still end up with the same amount at the end of the month? That math doesn't add up. It's because we keep spending it. We keep going to finding that upgrade, that better thing, that more of that thing or things. There's always more. There's always more. That's the whole point of this podcast. It's not about downgrading your quality of life. It's about upgrading it. But it's about learning to say no to all of the things that you used to say yes to, in light of the few things that you want the very most. And I sure as hell wanted financial freedom and peace. I want to be physically strong and better physique. And I wanted to have a better relationship. And I wanted to do something I'm proud of with this podcast and this platform. That's why I do this. It's not about... Why else would I? I'm making no money on this. I'm just spending money on this right now. But I bet on myself. I believe in myself. And I believe that this is true. And other people need to hear this. And they know this to be correct. That's why I say in this podcast all the time, I'm not saying many things that people don't already know. That is a playlist on my YouTube channel. You already know this. That's what it's called. Because if we just stop screwing around and apply the things that we already know to be true, our lives would be exponentially better. But for me, it took hearing it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times and looking at the reality for what it actually was to change my family tree. I already know that whoever comes into my life now, that is my future spouse, that is, even my pets, my little guy laying here with me right now. Say hi, Pack. He's not interested. Oh, there he is. My children someday, my extended family, my parents, my sister, my friends, they will all be positively affected because I am applying the principles that I knew to be correct, and they do too. And I was sick then, and I'm sick now of giving into things that gave me no value to life. Did not make my life better, just made me feel like I was doing better than I actually was. I can't live like that anymore. And man, just like Paramore said, God, does it feel so good. I've got financial peace. I'm well on my way to the body that I want. I have a good relationship now. I have the mindset, above all things, I have the mindset of growth and looking at things honestly and looking at things for what they are, as opposed to avoidant behavior that many of us live with for our entire lives in one capacity or another, to simply attack the truth for what it is. It's a beautiful, amazing, terrifying, but honest feeling. And I'll never go back.